So the Epstein story has only gotten bigger and bigger and bigger because Trump can't help himself. He keeps making it worse for himself and blowing the story up more. And so I really thought we hit peak Epstein mania when he came out the other day and said that it was written by Obama and Hillary Clinton and James Comey. They wrote it. But somehow it's really getting to him. It's really getting to him, the fact that people keep talking about it. And so he keeps trying to sweep it under the rug. He keeps trying to aggressively force people to move on from it. And again, it's not working. The funny thing is, there are people in the base who were giving him an out, but he didn't even realize that that's what they were doing. Like, people would blame Dan Bongino or Kash Patel or Pam Bondi for how much this was botched. And that was their way of sort of giving Trump a pass and letting him know, like, hey, all you got to do is, like, fire Pam Bondi and then everybody will be right back on your side. You know what I'm saying? But he wasn't getting the hint. He was like, thinking that, you know, everybody in his base was actually, like, legitimately turning on him for real this time. And that sort of made him panic. And normally Trump, he understands that the best defense is a good offense in politics. And so he's made that his thing, his whole political career, and he's done well as a result of it. But what he doesn't realize is that doesn't really apply to your own base, the people who are supposed to be your own supporters. You're supposed to be a bull in a china shop and go to town against the opposition party, right? Like, against the political elites on the other side. That's where you have a relentless offense. Once you start going after your own people, well, you know, then you're sort of destroying your own coalition in a way. So, I got a couple examples for you. So here, Trump is going to be asked, hey, did Pam Bondi tell you that your name is in the Epstein files? And his response is really curious. Watch this.
The Attorney General briefed you on the DOJ and FBI review, the findings of that review. The Attorney General briefed you on that.
On what? On the
DOJ and FBI
on what?
review.
On what subject?
Epstein.
Okay.
On Epstein, of the review of the files. Attorney General Pam Bondi.
A very quick briefing.
Did she tell you, what did she tell you about the review? And specifically, did she tell you at all that your name appeared in the file?
No, she's given us just a very quick briefing, and in terms of the credibility of the different things that they've seen. And I would say that, you know, these files were made up by Comey, they were made up by Obama, they were made up by the Biden, we went through years of that with the Russia hoax, with all of the different things that we had to go through. We've gone through years of it, but she's handled it very well, and it's going to be up to her. Whatever she thinks is credible, she should release. Yeah.
That is a wild response. Are you in the Epstein files? It's a total hoax, and it was written by Comey, it was written by Biden, it was written by Obama, and it's like the Russia hoax, and the 51 intelligence, and the laptop from hell. He asks if he's in it, and he can't just be like, no. He's got to be like, it's fake. Well, why are you saying it's so fake? Because he's fucking in it, so he's trying to cover his ass. But you thought this was bad enough, right? Yet again, doubling down or tripling down on the idea that actually was written by the Democrats, especially because this was, this was actually one of the few bipartisan issues, in the sense that, in my experience, you had plenty of people, right-wing people, who thought something's fucking sketchy about this whole Epstein thing, and he's probably tied to foreign intelligence, and they're running a blackmail operation, and it's sort of like adjacent to QAnon. I don't think it's fair to say the Epstein thing is like fully QAnon, because the Epstein thing there's a tremendous amount of evidence for, and most of QAnon shit is completely and utterly made up. But there's enough there where, like, the Republican base was intrigued by it. It piqued their interest. But at the same time, you also had people on the left who've been open about the fact, like, they look at it, they think, yeah, it looks like a blackmail operation, and also they got dirt on Bill Clinton, they got dirt on Donald Trump, and they got dirt on all these global elites, and, you know, there's tremendous evidence that it's tied to Mossad. So it was sort of like a bipartisan base issue where, like, anybody who's paying attention looks at it and says, yeah, something's fishy about that, right? And so I forgot where I was going with that point here, but Trump is, like, desperate to tell everybody, shut the fuck up, this is fake, move on. Oh yeah, the point I was going to make is he's really spitting in the eye of his base, because, like, his base, people like Alex Jones, were all over this. This was like part and parcel of his ideology and his conspiracism, right? And then now, for him to go, it's a Democrat hoax and you fell for a Democrat hoax, it's sort of like disrespecting some of the people who are the most ride or die for him, right? Okay, more, ready? So now, it goes deeper. He's going to say the only people who are still talking about this are, like, bad people and the fake news media.
I know you've urged people to move on, but I'm curious, why do you think your supporters in particular have been so interested in the Epstein story?
I don't understand
about how it's been handled.
I don't understand it. Why they would be so interested He's dead for a long time. He was never a big factor in terms of life.
He's dead for a long time. He was never a big factor in terms of life. That is one of the most Trumpian statements I've ever heard.
I don't understand what the interest or what the fascination is.
This is such bullshit. Of course you get it. Of course you get it. You got this, the CEO of Elite Pedo Sex Crimes Incorporated, who's got dirt on every powerful person in this country and could blackmail them to get whatever he wants for a foreign intelligence agency. That story's got everything.
The credible information's been given. Don't forget, we went through years of the Mueller witch hunt and all of the different things, the Steele dossier, which was all fake. All that information was fake. But I don't understand why the Jeffrey Epstein case would be of interest to anybody. It's pretty boring stuff. It's sordid, but it's boring. And I don't understand why it keeps going. I think really only pretty bad people, including fake news, want to keep something like that going. But credible...
See this guy laughing right next to him, Howard Lutnick? Howard Lutnick was Jeffrey Epstein's neighbor. Just throwing that out there for you. Watch how he laughs as Trump says, only bad people in the fake news care about this.
Really only pretty bad people, including fake news, want to keep something like that going. But credible information, let them give it. Anything that's credible, I would say, let them have it.
When you're in a hole, don't keep digging. And what homie's doing is he's continuing to dig. So, noticing that this isn't really working. Every time I yell at people to shut up, don't talk about Epstein, stop it, stop it, stop it. It's not working. The left is having an absolute field day as the right is trying to figure out exactly how to spin it and how to blame Pam Bondi and anybody but Donald Trump. More on that in a little bit, by the way. We have a segment on MAGA media and how they're still covering for him, right? But Trump comes out and says this: the radical left Democrats have hit pay dirt again. Just like with the fake and fully discredited Steele dossier, the lying 51 intelligence agents, the laptop from hell, which the Dems swore had come from Russia. No, it came from Hunter Biden's bathroom. And even the Russia scam itself, a totally fake and made-up story used in order to hide crooked Hillary Clinton's big loss in the 2016 presidential election. These scams and hoaxes are all the Democrats are good at. It's all they have. They are no good at governing, no good at policy, and no good at picking winning candidates. Also, unlike Republicans, they stick together like glue. Their new scam is what we will forever call the Jeffrey Epstein hoax. And my past supporters have bought into this bullshit hook, line, and sinker. They haven't learned their lesson and probably never will, even after being conned by the lunatic left for 8 long years. Wow, so he's going after his own supporters there and saying, you guys have been scammed. You guys have been conned. This is a hoax, and you're falling for it. And you're my past supporters, and this is a bunch of bullshit. Wow. Is that Politics 101? Is that in the rule book? Is that in the roadmap as to how to be a politician? Attack the people who have been your biggest ride or die, who literally this moment are trying to spin it for you and trying to blame Pam Bondi and get you off the hook. He continues, I have had more success in 6 months than perhaps any president in our country's history, and all these people want to talk about with strong prodding by the fake news and the success-starved Dems is the Jeffrey Epstein hoax. Let these weaklings continue forward and do the Democrats' work. Damn, calling his own supporters weaklings. Don't even think about talking of our incredible and unprecedented success because I don't want their support anymore. Oh my God. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Make America great again. So he's drawing a line in the sand, bro, and going, all right, y'all, time to shut the fuck up and time to fall back in line. If you're against me on this, then you're not MAGA anymore. We are officially kicking you out of the cult if you keep coming after me on this. Again, what he doesn't understand is that, hey, dipshit, it's actually been us. It's been the liberals. It's been the leftists who've been ruthlessly going after you over this. All the memes are from liberals and leftists. All the hard-hitting points are from liberals and leftists. There is a bunch of right-wing based concern about Jeffrey Epstein, and they're still talking about it. But look at how they're talking about it. People like Alex Jones are saying, the Democrats sabotaged the files and put stuff in there to make Trump look bad, but they really doctored them, and so that's why Trump doesn't want to release them. You have people like Tim Dillon saying, I don't think Trump's releasing it because he knows that they'll kill him if he releases it. No, Tim, it's that he's in the files, dippy. How many people are blaming Dan Bongino or Kash Patel or Pam Bondi? Like, they were giving you an out, but they can't. Why would you stop talking about it when you're only making it a more intriguing story because of your 1,000 pictures with him? Epstein saying he was your best friend for over a decade, the over 30 sexual assault allegations against you, the fact that you and Melania first had sex on the Lolita Express, the fact that Virginia Jeffrey, who was a an Epstein victim, where did Virginia Jeffrey end up meeting Epstein and getting trafficked? Mar-a-Lago. So of course there's interest in it. Of course people want to get to the bottom of it. And he's so used to getting his way totally and completely with the cult that even people in the cult talking about this issue but still largely exonerating him, you went too far. Don't talk about it at all. Like, just shut the fuck up and move on. And again, the reason he feels that way, you might as well tattoo guilty right on his forehead, because he knows where there's smoke, there's fire. He knows the ungodly things he's done. He knows. He's in those videos. He's in those pictures. Remember, Pam Bondi was out there like, we have, thousands of hours of videos and pictures because they bugged Jeffrey Epstein's house. And so whatever famous person was doing whatever with some underage person, they have all that. And so she went from saying that that's on my desk, we're going through it, to there aren't even Epstein files, bro, to now the line is, oh, there are Epstein files, but the Democrats wrote them. What? So this is, you want to talk, this is where Trump's lack of like consistency and sticking with a certain point, a certain argument, like his contradictions are coming out here. There's no sticking with one argument and running with it. You know what I'm saying? That's hurting him now. And his instincts are hurting him now, because his instincts for the best defense is a good offense. That works a large percentage of the time, but again, only when it's against your opponents. When you're doing offense against the people who are your biggest ride or die, like, yeah, that's going to piss him off. So look, I'm going to ask you guys again right now. There's a question I've been asking a lot lately. Is this going to get us to the point? We're only 6 months into his time in office, his second regime. Is this going to get him to bottom out? Is he now going to get in the realm of the 26 to 33%? Like, that's, I always tell you guys, the cult is 26 to 33% of the country. At some point, he will bottom out in that number. Is this the thing that's going to get us there? Now I've seen some polls, 38%, 39%. I predict maybe we'll get to 36. I don't think we're going to get to 33 to 26 yet, but we're flirting with it, that's for sure. And he's doing everything he can. Any soft support that would still remain with Trump, he's doing everything he can to get rid of him. Any soft support whatsoever. He is trying his fucking best to say, hey, we drew the line. You're either in the cult or you're out of it. And, hey, man, it's a goofy old saying. It's cliche, but the harder you grip sand, the more it falls out through your fingers, right? The harder you try to hold on to sand, it slips away. And there's a little bit of that going on here, I feel like, with the MAGA base. So, but he's been through so many of these things, and they fell back in line so many times that he feels like, no, I could just get what I want. I could just bully everybody into falling in line. And to some extent, he's right? To some extent, he's right, because let's say he bottoms out at 36% over this. That's still a lot of the country that was like, yeah, I don't care that you're a perverted sex criminal and a pest and trying to hide that. I'm still with you. So in a sense, he's right, but it's also unnecessary damage to himself and to the MAGA movement. But I am here for it, and I want keep posting about Jeffrey Epstein, keep firing off those memes, because when I tell you that has gotten somewhere and this has actually touched a nerve with Trump, it is very clear that that's the case. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.